Welcome back to Straight Talk Gomi. Today we are going to be talking about why men are so cheap. One of my girlfriends was asking me why men are so cheap, and I started to laugh. She said, "No, I'm serious. Why men are so cheap?" And I and I couldn't answer it right away. So I told my son about this topic, and my son was like, "What?" I'm gonna give my opinion on this one. I said, "All right, so come on, bring it on." So my opinion why men are so cheap, and I believe sometimes men got burnt by some girl that took them for, only wanted them for their money or what have you, or they just genuinely don't like to give. Now, I believe that if a woman go out with a guy, you shouldn't be really looking for him to be taking care of you or nothing that, because you getting to know them. But as the relationship grows and you seeing this person you're giving and this person is not giving, then there's something wrong. And most of the time you pick up clues. They're giving like certain vibes, that you pick up on, and you were like, oh, so we went out today and I had to spend my money and he didn't. Or he come at my house and he don't even bring a box of juice or offer to give anything. Well, So that's up to you if you want to stay with that person. So I believe sometimes a man get burned that they be like, oh, you know what? I'm not shedding no money out here like this. Then they got some men that's plain old cheap. And if you don't want a cheap man, then you should exit. So I'm going to ask my son, what do you think about that?
In my opinion, it's about what you consider cheap. Because a woman might say a man is cheap based off of he may not want to buy her the expensive bag or, things that is not going to help her build, right? So he may not want to spend his money on frivolous items, such as like a Louis Vuitton bag or bundles or things of that nature. But he's willing to give her things that's important. So he will help her with her rent, or he will help her with a car note, or he will help her start up a business. So, but it's not something that she really wants. So it's like, oh, he's cheap.
So you're saying it's a need, not a want.
Yeah, it's based on a need. So you get what I'm saying? Because it's a issue when it comes to that, based on when somebody wants something and then when they need something.
Okay, so if a girl go out with a guy, right, and every time she go out, he always saying he don't have the money right now. Could you front the money? Pay for this bill this time, and then you go out another time with this guy, and it's always your money as the woman always spending. What do you think about that?
I think that's wrong, but then you also got to take into consideration, what is this man going through? Okay. If this is somebody that you're talking to on a day-to-day basis, and this is somebody that you call your own, you should try to figure out. You should know, actually, what go with him. Is he somebody that in school who don't really have a job yet? Okay. Or is he somebody that don't make enough money? Because a lot of the times a woman want to go out, right? A lot of times the woman initiate going out. So they want to do these things. They want to have fun. But the man may not be in a position that where he can afford the dinner or afford, certain things. He may only be able to afford what's in the house.
Okay.
So it may come off as looking cheap because it's not, again, it goes back to what you want and what you need. He may be able to do other things for you. He probably cook for you in the house, but he can't take you out. So it may look cheap, but it's not cheap. That's just what he got.
Okay, so suppose a guy has it. What would you tell that woman? I mean, the guy works, he has a decent job, and he could afford to take you out. He could afford to help pay bills, or he could afford to take you on trips with him, but he might be the only one going on this trip. but forget to involve you in the strip. Or if he's taking you on the strip, he gonna like, where's your half? Where you you got to come up with your portion to go on the trip, or you can't go. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that's wrong in that sense if he has it. But then I also tell women too, don't have any expectation when it comes to men, because a man is gonna naturally do what he want to do for a woman. So like, if a man wants to get you that, he's gonna get it for you regardless. You know what I'm saying? If he has it, he's gonna get it for you. You don't have to ask him. You don't have to, initiate anything. Like, if a man want to get you flowers, he's going to get you flowers. If a man want to get you a bag, he's going to get you a bag. If a man want to take you on a trip, he's going to take you on a trip. But if a man not really feeling you like that, or y'all just started talking, he's not going to spend that money. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all now going through, like, 2 years and you realizing that this man's not doing nothing for you, then it don't take much to know, like, you should probably move on.
Okay, that's good. Because my thoughts on it is that if a man meet a woman, right, and they're upfront with one another, and the woman is always the one giving and giving, but not receiving, right? But that man knows how to come to the house and be under this woman. That man knows how that he wants to sleep with this woman, right? And he knows that he wants the meal, he wants the sex, he wants everything, right? But he's not putting nothing on the table, right? I believe firmly that women, in order for a man to want to come to a woman and be with a woman, he want that woman to smell good, right?
Now, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Wait. Let me finish.
Right.
The man, you want a woman to smell good, right? The woman when you meet a woman, you want her to look good, right? You're not gonna let's go with a woman and she walking around the street and she smelling. Are you gonna be attracted to that? No, right. So don't he think that woman needs soap? That woman need perfume, not expensive perfume. You can go to Bath and Body to buy that.
But this goes back. But what I'm saying is, this go back to expectation. You are expecting me to now do these things. But let me ask you a question. As the woman, you gave me this stuff. You gave me the sex. You gave me the meals. You gave me everything. You gave me that without me doing anything for you. So you naturally gave me that. So why am I now at fault? Because I never changed on you. You're now changing on me.
Okay.
You gave me all these things without me giving you anything. You know what I'm saying? So, and not saying that it's correct. I don't want people to think it's correct. But I'm saying I did all these things. You did all these things for me. And I did nothing. So I never changed on you. This was the structure of our relationship.
Okay. But don't you think that a light bulb should come on that says, oh, I want my girl to be smelling good. I want my girl to don't want for nothing.
Is this his girl or y'all talking?
Or in a relationship, or you trying to get in a relationship with somebody, but the lady don't have to tell you to come over for sex. You know how to pick up that phone and call the lady, say, hello, baby, I'm coming over tonight. Why is it that light bulb can't come on and say, baby, I'm coming over. I bought you, that's a bar of soap. That's all.
What I'm saying is, it goes back to relationships. Relationships carry a big part in everything. So my relationship with this person and my relationship with that person may be totally different. Okay. So that's what I'm asking you. Are we talking? Are we getting to know each other? Because if I'm getting to know you and you did all these things, it's different from me being with you 2-3 years and I'm not doing it. If I'm with you 2-3 years and I did nothing for you, you as the woman have the right to say, you know what, I can't deal with this.
Okay, so you saying that...
Because y'all help each other. Y'all helping each other.
So your advice to women that's out there who are getting involved, getting to know someone, and wanting to be with a male or a mate. I'm going to say a mate, right? And they realize that they see little signs that they out there giving money. Should they wait as well? Like the guy might be holding back. Should they should continue doing what they're doing? Providing, like giving. And it's not giving, because if somebody come over to your house, it's nice to offer them a glass of juice, a glass of this, a glass of that, or offer them a meal, right? So these are things that people naturally do most of the time, right? What would you tell a woman that's out there dating this man? Dating a man, or seen a man or been in a relationship with a man for this long, and they're realizing that they're the only one that's giving and nothing, and they're not receiving. What is your advice to them? Should they stay in this relationship? Should they talk about it with the person? Ask them what's going on?
So it's I think it's a process. First, you talk about it, and after you talk to the person and you figure out what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. The man's gonna tell you. He may tell you like, oh, this is that and the third. He's gonna tell you something. So you could, based on what he tell you, you can either leave or you can stay. You know what I'm saying? But y'all had that conversation and you want to know what's going on. If the conversation go in your favor where he says, you know what, you're right, I am going to start picking up, and it doesn't happen, you still have the right to leave. Like, nobody's forcing anybody to do anything they don't want to do.
Well,
You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
sometimes why men hold back sometimes is because maybe they was burnt. Somebody used them before. They put they all into something, and then they realized that the person was using them. That's a possibility. Or they might be wondering why you want them to automatically start spending money on you, and they now getting to know you, right? That's a possibility. That person might feel, well, only reason why she want dealing with me is because she want my money, or she want me to do this and do that.
Sorry about that. The camera just died. So we're going to pick back up where we just left off. So she was talking about men being burnt, and that may be a reason why they hold back, right?
Yes.
That's what she was talking about. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons. Then we have the part where men are just, they don't want to spend their money. And I was asking him, what do he think a woman should do? And like he said, that if you are with a person, first you have to check out why they can't contribute to the relationship and spending. Why is it that person is holding back? You have to question those things. Nobody really can answer that question for you, whether you should stay with the guy or whether not. And nobody really knows the true answer why the guy is cheap. We don't know. The only person that can answer that is the guy that is in that relationship. So if it's all you always have to be true to yourself. If you want to stay in a relationship where you're not happy and you know that this man you are giving and this person is not giving back, you have to be the one to say, you know what, I can't handle this, I gotta go.
Now, bingo, what you just said too. You have to say that. Not your friends, not Instagram, not TikTok, especially TikTok. None of that is supposed to tell you what you want or how you value yourself, because it goes back to how you value yourself. You listen, like, you can't tell somebody to leave somebody if they don't want to leave that person. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because that person may be cheap, but he may be wonderful in other ways. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly.
You can't tell somebody to leave somebody because we don't know.
Exactly.
We don't know everyone's relationship. But what I would say is, if you can't take it and you feel like you at the last straw, you could do what you gotta do. You make your own decision. But also too, let me ask you a question. A special day about to come up. Valentine's Day is what, next week, Monday?
Yes.
Now, on that holiday, right, men don't really receive nothing. In all honesty, men don't really get nothing. But women want a dozen roses. They want flowers up the yin yang. They want the nice teddy bear. And what we get? Because women love to tell us, right? I give you my body. I don't care about you. What are you telling me that for? Like, because the same way you give me your body, I gave you my body. You get what I'm saying? So, explain that to me. Why we don't really get nothing? Why is your body my prize? I don't understand that.
Well, first of all, let me defend some of the women that will give gifts in return, as Valentine's is not only a woman's day, but really people always see Valentine's Day as a woman's day.
Okay.
So men is just showing their appreciation, their love. I appreciate you today. Should you have to wait for Valentine's Day to do that? No, absolutely not.
All right then. See?
But
I want to know. Because on that day, a lot of men feel like y'all women are cheap because y'all give me your free body. Why you give me that? That's what you're telling me.
Because most women figure that that's the way they're going to show you love and express their love to you.
I get that. But women, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying your free body like that. But what I'm saying is, in a relationship, especially in a relationship, right? A man gives himself to a woman and a woman gives himself to the man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all both shit at sacred ground. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
What I'm saying is too though, don't women make it seem like their body is the prized possession, and I just can't understand that because the man, y'all basically telling us that the man body is not his prized possession, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying?
We understand. I understand what you're saying, but Valentine's was made up for that day for a man to come and express how much they appreciate a woman. Should they only wait for Valentine's Day for this to happen? Absolutely not.
So,
and yes, I agree.
So you get your birthday, you get Christmas, you get Valentine's Day, right? Listen to that, and then you get Mother's Day, if she's a mother, right? I get all these days, right? So you gonna tell me you get all these days plus you want the rest of the year too? That's what you're telling me. Because the woman's saying about her cooking for me is her doing like
no, but listen,
I don't get it.
But okay, but the lady was explaining why men are cheap. So I'm under the assumption that when she says cheap, the man's not even providing a Valentine's gift, a Christmas gift, a birthday gift, and Mother's Day's gift. None of those things. And that's what she's talking about. She's talking about those type of guys. She's not talking about the guys that give on those special occasions. She's talking about the guys that like.
All right, but I'm not talking about not just that person though, because we talking about women in general. A lot of women think men are cheap. But what I'm saying is, there's some women you could do something 365 days, 364 days, but Valentine's Day is at 365, and you don't get her something, you're cheap. Why she feel that way? And I did something for 364 days, but Valentine's Day I didn't do nothing. It's a problem. Come on now, come on. Maybe I didn't get you no flowers because it didn't fall on the pay week. What you want me to do? I don't understand.
Well,
so you gotta break that down to me because
we understand that, but we have to understand. You know, women are sensitive. Women take these holidays really personal. Some women, not all women, and you know. That question is a give and take question because we really don't know why a person is cheap. We really don't know why. We might think they're cheap, but they on the other hand, they might like you, but they might not be able to spend that kind of money on you right now. But they don't want to tell you because sometimes men, they pride thing. Gets them where they can't come out and say, yo baby, you know what, I really like to buy you this and I really like to do this for you, I really like to take you out to this restaurant, do things for you, but because of their pride, like he said, his pride, that he's not going to tell you that he just rather you just think he's cheap. And it's might not even be the case. So you have to sit there and not just drop the person like that, but find out the reason why this person is this way. Now, if you find out this person is just naturally cheap because they just that way and they all about themselves, then you have to think about it. You know, say, well, you know what? I don't know if I can stick with this or I can go. That's your decision. So in reality is you got to be true to yourself and be honest with yourself. And I really can't really say why men are cheap, but what I'm saying is that they are men that don't have, but they can give you their love. They do other things, like he said, to show a woman that they care about them. They might not have the finances at the time. So you have to think about that. But you know what? It's up to you if you want to be with that person. And not all the time the person is cheap. From what my son was saying, he was telling me there's many reasons why a man might not be able to, shed that money. And maybe he is shedding money, but you want expensive things that the man can't afford right now. And he might think that you just want to use him for what he has. So you have to think about it, but always be true to yourself. That when you're dating someone and what you're looking for, if that person don't have those qualities that you want, then that's up to you to either stay or go. Nobody can really answer that question.
And also think about too, before we end this topic, also think about, as the woman, before you call a man cheap, think about what you're bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? Think about that, because in a relationship, what I've learned is a give and take. So like, you want a woman to do this, you gonna have to do this. It's a give and take.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you may want the nice trips, right? You may want the nice hair, you may want the nice bags, you may want the nice car. But then you telling this man you want a house. You can't. It's realistically speaking, if he's not in that bracket, and you know if your man is either really, really rich, middle class, or working his way up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say poor because poor is a mindset. What I am gonna say, he's working his way up. You know what type of man you pick. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be a shocker to you that he can't give you everything you want. And you also, and think to yourself, what did you bring to this man to help him? You know what I'm saying? Because a relationship is all about growth and expanding, helping each other, build. So if I have $1 and you don't have $1, as my woman, I could give you 75 and I'll take 25. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to remember, too, I'm giving you 75. How are you going to stretch that 75 so that I don't have to worry about certain things, such as me buying food outside or my laundry? It's things in order. Because a lot of time, a woman will call a man cheap, but he's doing everything himself. You know what I'm saying? He giving you everything, but still doing everything himself. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that in multiple ways. And the man too, they ain't gonna lie to you, men are cheap. Even me, sometimes I could be cheap. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, and it's based on pride. I mean, sometimes they can be very selfish because you know what I'm saying. You just know certain things. So I don't think. Let me not say that. Men are cheap in some ways, and not all men are cheap. You know what I'm saying? So whoever asks you that, there's an answer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right.
So this is it. Buy and always remember to be true to yourself. No one can really answer the question for you whether you stay in that relationship or you walk away from the relationship. That's up to you. Always remember you're number one, and you have to love yourself, and you have to work at you, not at someone else. And you have to be and think about your self-worth also. And always remember that when you work as a team, you can climb many mountains. And I leave you with that. Bye-bye.